What's up, guys? DJ MAD. Another quick tutorial over here with Cubase 8.5. This is the latest version right here. And what are we doing today? We are working with a brand new plugin that just came out. It's called Kick by Sonic Academy. But real quick, before we get started with that, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment right below if you want to talk about any other topics, you want me to talk about anything in particular, so on and so on. All right, so I got this cool little groove right here. Sounds like this. So we're gonna make a little loop right there. Alright, so we got that going on, but I feel that the kick is kind of like flat, like it doesn't sound the way I wish it would sound. It's too, it's an 808 kick, and I want something more, sub harmonic heavy. So we're gonna try this kick plugin, Kick 2, and it's not by Nicky Romero anymore. It's by Sonic Academy, which it was never by Nicky Romero. It's by Sonic Academy overall. They was just using the whole Nicky Romero name. So, guys could just go butt crazy and think, oh my God, if Nicky Romero used it, I could use it too, and blah, blah, make hits and be in stages and get bitches, which is not the case. So, this is it right here. I am not sure what is the key of this track, but I am going to go into some presets. And like you can see, you got the norm, which is what it comes with, and then you go when you buy it. It comes with a download one, which is an artist preset, and I haven't checked this stuff out yet, which was by some artist. So we're gonna check out what this stuff is, and we're gonna load some up and see what. Okay, so this is like some EDM crap. You definitely don't want to use any of that. That guy's definitely on cocaine. That's a pretty cool kick. This is I guess Martin Garrix. So this is all EDM stuff. Let's see what this guy is talking. That kick sounds kind of cool. Actually, this one sounds much better. Okay, so we're going to use this kick right here. So let's move this to the second screen so we can get some real estate. We're going to draw a MIDI region, and we're going to just draw this in. We're going to put this on the C. The quickest way to do this is just put this thing on 4, like you got her on 4, and draw this line. Boom, and it's all filled up. Put it back to 16. Now you got the kick. So let's mute this one and see what it sounds like. Definitely sounds much better, but let's see what else we can find. So we like number 7 in the Isma whatever crap. I can't even pronounce what that guy's name is. Definitely don't want to use that shit. Tech trans. Nope, none of that crap. So we're gonna go back to this dude. dude right here. And it was number 7. Alright, so this is kick 2. And what are we working with? So we are working with a top kick, and we have a sine wave right here. And we also have this. This is the sub control. This is the sine wave, and there's also this thing over here, which I'm not sure exactly what this is for. So this, the good thing about this, now you got 3 slots where you could drop samples, and then you have a sub, which is, you know, what controls the sub basically. Boom, boom, boom. Not sure exactly what this does. I guess I don't know, waves, triangle, I don't know. Not sure. It's doing completely nothing. Okay, so that's what we got going on that part, and then there's no other samples going on here other than this one. Oh, sorry, I have it muted. So let's mute this one. I mean, let's solo this one. What's this one? So which one? So basically, it's kind of like a click. Okay, so let's look for something better. We don't want no clicks. We want house. Let's look for some house. Sounds pretty cool. So let's see what that sounds together. I guess you gotta leave it at 50%. Okay, so that's what we got going on, and the great thing about this is that if you want to load up another sample, you can just go over here, and how do you load? Oh, you go to load. And you can go to wherever, whatever. I got this kick that I sampled from the Drake song, so you could just load that up, and now you have that going on there. And if you play, so let's solo that. So we got that going on. So we can have the texture of that mixed with this. Sounds pretty cool, and then put it all together. Now in this one I would like to put a click so it could sound a little more brighter, I guess. So let's, no, I should do some noise. And I'm exaggerating right there. Alright, so now we are using 3 different samples in the sub harmonic, whatever, sub control, the sine wave section over here. So then we have going to the basic stuff. Then we have a compressor over here, which I think is very useful. Threshold. It's the attack. Okay, that looks good. The release, yeah, that looks really good. Okay, Okay, we definitely need to bring down the volume on that. Okay. Okay, so this is just the volume. Hold on. Okay, so there's a limiter. Okay, so we are using the limiter. If we don't use the limiter, how it sounds. Okay, I don't see any difference when you turn on the limiter and when you do have it on. So let's see how does it look over here. And it's not clipping, so that means the limiter is working. Cool. Okay, so we got that going on. Let's see what it sounds like with the track. Alright, so in this case, if I follow the sub information, I feel like there's a lot of, like it's starting a little bit too fast. So let's go to amp, and I want to push this back a little bit. Basically what this is doing, you know, the attack is lowering the attack a bit, so it won't just start right away. Trying to find a good balance on everything. Let's see what that sounds like. That sounds pretty cool. Another thing that it comes with, on each click 1, click 2, click 3, you can actually you know, fix the envelopes, which is click 1, click 2, click 3. So on click, which one is the one that have the Drake one? Okay, right here. So I can actually, you know, fix it so it won't. The only thing I don't like about this, I guess you gotta, maybe if you zoom in, no, zoom out. Okay, like when this line represents, this line from here to here represents the wave from here to here, which you would think that they would have done it where the wave would have started here and ended here, so that way this line could represent that whole thing. Unless, oh, okay, I kind of get it a little bit. Maybe I was supposed to do this, maybe. Let's see if that's what it was supposed to do. No, see, because now when I pull it up over here, I'm supposed to be seeing this part of the wave going up, and instead I'm seeing this part going up. So it doesn't truly work visually. It doesn't work, you know, where you put the Q. It doesn't work with the representation of the wave, which is kind of corny if you ask me. You know, but the good thing is that, you know, you can smooth out the end and fix the clicks or whatever, you know, that you don't want any material. So that's really cool. We got a little distortion situation, which I always thought that they could do so much better with their distortion options that they have over here. I guess I'll leave it right there. What are these buttons for? Okay, so it's turning it off for something. I'm not 100% sure of what. But let's move on. Again, this is my first impression. I don't work for Sonic Academy, so I'm just reviewing it just like any other user would be, reviewing it. The next part, we're looking at an EQ. I think this is really cool because you can actually see the EQ representation right here, and instead of you using an EQ on your actual DAW, you can actually come out with it already done. The only thing that I don't like about this is the fact that there's no EQ representation, right? There's no wave there's no I forgot the word, what it's called, graphical representation of the audio being played right here, which they kind of dropped the ball on that. They should have added that. It's 2016 going on 17. There's no reason why you shouldn't. If you're gonna add an EQ, there's no analyzer. That's what it's called, an analyzer. They kind of dropped the ball on that, but I guess they expect that if you're making music and you're doing kicks, that you know all your frequencies and you're super educated when it comes to frequencies and stuff like that. Which that's not the case, because most people now in this day and age, on this loud war age, most people don't know what the hell they're doing, so they need as much help as possible. They do have a cut on the 200 mark, which is basically kind of like letting you know, hey, you're doing a kick, kind of like cut here type of thing. I guess that's what they were trying to do. So for those of you that don't know, if you cut the 200 and how the hell, okay, and if you bring up over here, if you're going to bring up down here and you cut the 200, it's kind of like it cancels each other out and it brings, I don't know, something like that. I can't really explain it the best, but I just see a tutorial about that. And basically, the way it works is that if you gain somewhere, you got to take off somewhere else so you can create space. And that's what's going on there. In this case, you got another one. So got like a sub frequency there. Okay, so if I turn it off, what did I do? So I made it a little more subby. It sounds super flat. This has a little more balls to it. Which one's the one that is bothering me? That one. So the Q. That's the one. That frequency is killing me. There you go. That sounds a little better in content. I mean, we could, the good thing about this is that we could always put them together. If I like the top information on this, I could just leave that there and mix it in with the kick, I guess. This frequency information there that sounds kind of good. The cuts right through. I mean, I could always export that that wave of that kick and put it into kick right here, but that's extra work that's not needed. The one thing I completely hate about it is the fact that you cannot grab a wave here. For example, if I grab this wave, I can't just drag it here. They need to add support for that. Like they again, these are things that why would you leave that out? There should be a grab and drag from the DAW to the plugin. Like battery does it. It's just about everything else does it, except come on, bro, you're supposed to be new, so please do me a favor and add that feature. You could do that update real quick and make that happen. What else am I doing? So overall, I think it's a great plugin. I use Kick quite a lot on my production. There is another plugin that I really like, and I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to compare to see how much Kick actually copied off of these guys, which is Avengers Metron, I think it's called. Yeah, Avengers Metron. This plugin is actually very sick. That's this bad boy right here, and it comes with a ton of presets. I don't use it as much. I don't know why is it that I don't use it as much. But it's a very intense, very good plugin. We got that kick, and automatically I like this kick better. Let's just take this off real quick. I'm just comparing the kicks. Now I'm not saying that I can't create what's over here with Kick, because truly the old Kick only had one click, and then it had the sub situation, the sub information. This plugin right here by Avengers been out for quite some time, and it literally has the same. If you tell me, they kind of bit off of Avengers Metron, because Metron has one, two, three clicks or samples, and then it has one oscillator, which that's what these guys did right here. 3 clicks and 1 oscillator. Do we have a little more capability on Metron compared to Click? The one thing I like about Click that I don't like about Metron is the amp envelope. It's very easy to use. Unlike over here in I think you gotta click on the actual thing first, and then that's the one that's gonna be edited. So if you go to main envelope, amp envelope, that's the amp envelope right there. Let's just mute this real quick. Where am I? Am I on? Okay, right here. So if I were to mute this, and solo this bad boy right here, I mean, it's just about the same thing. Me personally, I just feel that Kick is a little cleaner. This is a bit too busy, and it could deter somebody from like, oh my god, it's just too many buttons. It's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do. So I can see why the average, person will actually prefer this, because it looks a little cleaner. Now, one thing that I don't like is it's too big. It's humongous, and you cannot resize it. Unlike this right here, it's a good size. If you were to have it by itself in front of your session, you can move it to the side and you can still work in the background. Unlike Kick takes the whole screen. Like, I think that this is just ridiculous. It's a bit too big. Can you make it smaller? Doesn't seem like it. No, you can't. You can't. You cannot make it smaller. You know what you see is what it is. I think it's just too big. And you know, one thing that I find myself by when I use Kick is like, it's like, yes, you know, it sounds really good, and you could do some cool stuff with it. But I don't know. It's just sometimes I do get the kick that I want, and a lot of times I really don't. So I have to kind of like bounce around on different plugins, which in this case, Metron happens to be an amazing plugin. Unfortunately, this plugin works with a key, which I hate keys. Especially because sometimes I produce on my laptop, and when I'm pretty sure you guys could relate, when you produce on your laptop and you put a key, the possibilities of your keys actually breaking are like 99%. So I don't know if they need to redesign the dongle or the dangle, whatever the key, to a way where it's like a little more practical to be carried around, so you can just put on your laptop and it won't break or something like that. I don't know. They need to redesign that. But then again, they want you to break the key so that way you can just buy a new one or lose your license. That's the business. It's like pharmaceuticals. They're in the business of making you feel better, not curing you. So that's my take on this plugin right here, Kick. If I had the money, well, first of all, this is very, very cheap. The Kick is super, super cheap. If you were to go buy, it's only $80 US dollars. I had Kick the version 1, so the upgrade was only $39, which I think just to have, and the new features I think is worth it. Plus, I'm a firm believer that you need to support some certain companies that you like, so that way they can continue to do more updates and plugins and stuff like that. And that's the difference between Cubase and like Ableton and Logic. The reason why Logic took like 50 years to update is because everybody got it for free and 3 people bought it. Unlike Cubase, it's not cracked, and that's why they always doing updates and giving you a whole bunch of stuff, although they are extremely cheap themselves, and they want to charge you for a freaking fart. But regardless of what, I support companies that, you got to support companies so that companies can have money and actually be able to redevelop their plugins or their DAWs, so you can have a better working experience as a producer. So if I had a choice of these 2 plugins right here, if I could only have one, which one would I pick? Well, if I only have $50 in my pocket, I definitely will buy this one because this is super cheap. I mean, it's actually $80, but the update was like $39. But if I had the money, I have to say, you want a professional kick engine, I will go with the VPS Metron by Vengeance. This is a true kick synthesizer with a whole, and this thing has been out for quite some time, and by you looking at it side by side, you could definitely tell the Kick copied a whole bunch from these guys, and that is facts. But they still didn't copy enough. You got a mod matrix over here. You can control a whole bunch of stuff. You got MIDI. You can control the MIDI. If you put this on key track, the same with Kick. You could tell which one you wanted to follow the key track and what you don't want it to follow. See, like MIDI, notes, pitch, all oscillators. L1, L2, L3, which is L1, L2, and L3 right here. MIDI notes, length, basically, it's to follow or not to follow. And then you got the volumes, you got the pitch track, and then you got the root key, which is C3, which doesn't really matter. And you got a whole bunch of different options and capabilities. You also have an equalizer, which who had it first? These guys had it first. So actually, it's crazy because I never actually noticed that there was an equalizer on this plugin until today, and I had this plugin for quite some time. So again, if you have the money and you're serious about your kicks, I think that you should definitely go for more professional plugin, not downing the Sonic Academies. I think they did a phenomenal job. It looks beautiful. It looks very clean. They definitely has come a long way. It's a very easy to use plugin, but at the same time, again, I hate the fact that it's too big. That's the first thing. It's too big. The GUI is too big. What was the other thing that I didn't like? I don't like the distortion. I don't like the drive. I think it sounds crappy. Sounds like a $2 drive plugin. Ableton, Cubase, and everybody else has way better drive and distortion plugins that will sound way better than this. So I recommend you guys not to use those. And the compressor is alright, but if you're gonna use a compressor, you might as well use a good compressor, especially on your kick, which is like the #1 thing of your track. So I would turn this thing off and just use a compressor, inside your DAW. It's the same thing with the EQ. If you're gonna use an EQ, don't use the one that comes with this thing, because automatically I could tell that it's just not, it's not a grade A grade EQ. This is my opinion for the little bit that I've been messing with. So I will go with the DAW's EQ. But again, it's a great plugin for the price. I think it's phenomenal. If you're looking for a kick plugin, I highly recommend it. It's great. I'm just I'm not being biased about it. I'm just saying what I like and what I don't like. What I do like is the fact that it's an easy to go plugin. You get results right away. It's very simple. It's very clean. You can understand it right away without having to like freaking quench your eyes, or I think that's the way you pronounce it. And like this thing right here there's so much going on that you literally have to just like sit there and read and figure it out and blah 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 and all this crap. I think it's just too much going on. But once you get to know this thing, you realize that oh, I'm glad that I actually got to learn this, because when you compare a plugin like this compared to this, then you'd be like, okay, this is the baby. And this is the Mac Daddy. So that's my review. I hope you guys like the review. I hope that if you guys are thinking of purchasing this plugin, this will help you make a better decision. I believe that they have a trial version on the website. You can just download and try it for yourself. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. So, I just hope you guys liked it. Leave your comments below to see what you agree on and what you don't. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not going to, I don't work for the company. Some people ride or die and they follow these plugins and whatever. I'm not biased to any plugin. I'm the type of person that, if I like something, I feel it. It doesn't matter if it costs $1 or if it costs $1,000. If I love it, I love it. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. Last but not least, guys, I just want to, quick plug. Go check out my label on tracksource.com. I got a whole bunch of cool tracks. This is all my releases. Really cool tracks. Just go check it out. Listen to my work. I will extremely appreciate it if you guys show some love. Other than that, thank you so much. And I will check you guys on the next one.